the podium. So if you hear me duck down, there's a reason. So just we'll flow with it. My child care did not follow through the way I thought it would. So we modify and adapt, and here we are. All right, hopefully everybody got a glow stick. Anybody not get a glow stick?
Yeah.
Okay, let me give you one. So get a glow stick and then get a connector. And if you already have it on, that's fine.
I do not have a connector.
You don't have a connector? Who needs a glow stick?
We can put it on.
Anybody just need a connector on this side? Anybody need glow stick or connector on this side? All right. So the reason I was asked to come was to avoid complacency in the skilled nursing setting. So as my introduction said, I have some outpatient experience. I started my PT career as an outpatient physical therapist. And it was really difficult for me to transition to the skilled nursing setting. And one reason was fear of complacency. Because I'm so used to that fast-paced world, I thought, okay, now what do I do when we go from 24 people a day, literally, team of 3, PT, PTA, PT Tech, seeing 24 people in one day, to 6. That's a lot of time with one person. There's a lot of benefit to that, which is one reason I did change to the skilled nursing setting. But I thought, what do I do with all this extra time? Okay, so all right, everyone hold up your glow stick bracelet. If you have it on, go ahead and take it off for a second. I want you to think about that kinese test. If you have that kinese test, pop it. Take some frustrations out. You got CP coming up, I heard.
Oh, if you had to sleep in.
All right, make sure it's glowing. Make sure it's glowing. All right, go ahead and get your neighbor to help you put it back on. So it should be a little bracelet that you can wear. And now you've gone from how to grow as a PT, because that's why we're here for 3 years, to how to glow. And that's what I want you to leave with today. What do we do as far as glowing and keeping our fire? How do I dim these lights?
That guy is towel.
Which one?
Oh, the one that's out.
Okay.
Damn.
Can you see it better? Yeah. All right, good. So everybody's glowing, and what I want to leave you with is realizing that after 3 years, you gotta have hunger, because hunger is going to keep you from complacency after graduation. Okay. All right. With glow sticks and with being a PT, we glow brighter together. And that's also a theme. So look around, everyone that's here right now, you might not be the best of friends, but I promise you that by knowing people at this level of education, they're gonna help you, especially in the times when it just doesn't feel like you can just keep going. When day-to-day boredom really sets in, because it does. Even though that you're in a new field, give it 6 months, life kicks in. You have 2 babies, you get married, you pay your mortgage, you do all that stuff. Remember how to glow, and you may need to tap on some resources, hit people up on Facebook, even that you've never really talked to before. All right, so I'm going to tell you today, what does it mean to actually glow? You're going to have to give of yourself. Lunch will become a verb. You'll have to own, so you're going to own a couple things based on where you go from here, and use the web. All right, membership's a minimum, and I know someone else gave that talk today, how VPTA and APTA membership is so important. To me, it's a minimum. There's no question that if I were hiring and someone was not a member, and they didn't have a really good reason, maybe it's financial that they couldn't, I wouldn't hire them. And so as you go out and you look at different workplaces, there are places in town that will pay for your membership because they really pride themselves at having employees who are members. Look at that. That's something I didn't value until I worked for a company who didn't value it. Okay, so look at membership and look at when you're interviewing how much they value it as well. This was interesting to me. In Department of Labor Statistics in 2014, there are about 210,900 practicing PTs, but it took 100,000 PTs to join in 2017. So that's like half the PTs are members. What are we doing? So I'd like to know where all the PTs are and why they're not valuing membership. All right, give of your time. So the first G in glow, give of your time. You can be a clinical instructor. That's something you can do in where your setting is. Okay, how many of you observed in the area already? Who's observed in Lynchburg? Okay, so you can see there's people in Lynchburg that are willing to give of their time. It's a small town, but the PT is strong here. So we're lucky to have it. Political activism, get on the train, 3 hours, you're at DC. You can be politically active. You can also do it just from your computer. So right now we've got the Medicare information coming through. Go ahead and send some emails. I've just got something from Warner today. He sent it to me twice, don't know why. But Warner wanted to talk about Medicare, so that was important. Community education, doing things like this. This is fun for me because it's outside of my daily norm. You can volunteer right now at the elementary school, at the free clinic. There's a free clinic downtown that doesn't have PT. There's Johnson Health. There are programs through Amazement Square, which is a large facility for kids in town. They hosted a night where it was for pediatric therapies. You guys are really talented, okay? No matter what year, first, second, or third year, get out there and volunteer. You really have a lot of skills that people need. Teach. Go into a career day. How cool would that be? Call one of the governor's school or the high school and say, hey, guess what? I'm going to be a PT. I want to talk to you about it. Grab a couple TheraBands, give it to the kids, teach them what it is. I never knew what a PT was till I needed it, and then I fell in love with it. Host an event. You could take those ideas and host something here. What a facility you have, and what a great group of professors you've got that would probably support you in any of those endeavors. All right. So right now, do you have your computers in front of you? You got your phones. Good. Use your phones. Research where you're planning to live in the future and see if there's a free clinic. Go ahead. Take about 3 minutes or so. If it's Lynchburg, you already know. But see if there's a free PT clinic in the area. And then whoever finds an answer, give me a hand. Yes.
I know in Austin, Texas,
Yeah.
Texas State University has their own free clinic, similar
Is it
to ours.
just PT or what is it?
I believe there's more settings than just PT.
Okay.
And it's also a lot larger, so it's open all day.
Ooh, that's nice. Every day?
I believe Monday through Friday.
Okay.
And I can
No,
nerd out
say
on
it.
that. As a resident, you actually work there, so that's part of your hours as well.
That's ortho or any residency?
I know the neuro one is. I would
That's
assume
awesome.
the ortho one is as well.
Wow, so you've already done some homework on that.
A little bit.
Yeah. All right. Who else came up with anything? Anybody find one? Yeah.
I'm not 100% sure, but I think VCU does something similar to what we do.
Good. Good. Oftentimes with the PT schools, you'll find it. I'd like to hear from one other person. Anybody else? So here's an opportunity. I'm going to charge you with this. We're not finding it immediately. Do you think the people in the community are going to know to look? Probably not. So when you move to wherever you're going, avoid complacency by keeping that fire. Go to the free clinic. Go to the underserved areas. Go to your boss because you're going to serve people with Medicare, Medicaid that it runs out. Is there something you can do to lead the charge for helping those who are running out of insurance options? Let me give you an example of how expensive insurance is. This isn't for PT, this is for a pediatrician appointment. There was a loophole where my son, Sky, he's 3 months, he wasn't signed on to my insurance. And I said, well, I'll pay you in advance, let me get his shots, and then we'll figure it out later. They said 1 visit, 5 shots, $1,600. So you can see how insurance is so important, and if you don't have it or you're in that gap between coverage, that free PT or free clinics in general can really serve a lot of people. So we all have the skills. We could give 1 day a month, 1 day every quarter. What a difference it would make. All right, lunch. Lunch is a verb now. It probably still is for you guys though. For a little while it wasn't a verb for me. But do lunch, okay? That's what I want you to think about. The G and then the L and glow lunch. Do case studies. I did one of my internships in Jacksonville, Florida at Brooks. And Brooks changed the way I think about PT. Fabulous if you ever get the chance to go to their website, Brooks Rehabilitation. Dr. Smith worked for many years there, helped set up their program for higher education. Their higher education is some of the best I've ever done in the nation. Case studies is what they would do every lunch, so meaning on Wednesdays. They'd take 1 day, they'd all sit around, there's like 4 of them at the table. It was an outpatient ortho clinic, and everyone would pick one hard case. So one thing that you're like, man, I could be doing this shoulder surgery better. She's not really coming through the way I thought she was. Or, hey, I've got a presentation. I'm not really sure what this diagnosis is. I need your feedback. All it was PT sitting around and brainstorming together, and they became stronger because of it. And we took one of those and we made a case study and published it. Okay, so that's pretty cool. But it doesn't always have to be something you publish. It could just be piggybacking off each other. Journal club. Start a journal club. You could take one day a month, maybe the first Wednesday a month, and one person's in charge for presenting something interesting. Okay, you get news feeds, click on an article, present what it's about. It's really low key. So APTA actually has information on organizing a journal club. Hopefully you'll get my slides, you can click on that. It just teaches you how to do it. What are the key parts? I never organized a journal club before, but all you need is an article. See, he hasn't either. Okay. And using online databases. By being a member, you've got access to so much. Even just use your magazine that you get every month, the PT Journal, or for perspectives for new grads, use that. You have an opportunity to lead the change. In skilled nursing, I saw the transition when I went to my new facility that things have been done kind of the same way for a while. Stir it up. You're a new grad, but you can also bring in new ideas. Just don't do it all the first day. Own it. Own your community, own your future. Wherever you're going to live, own it. Get out there, go to the downtown, socialize. When you're buying a shirt, talk to the person behind the counter, because I bet they have more experience and more knowledge about that town than you actually give them credit for. Because they are a business owner, they know what moves and shakes that town. So wherever you go, own it. This is part of your 5 and 10 year goal. You're moving to this place to make sure that you can actually achieve these goals. There might be every quarter you want to improve a region of the body. Maybe you want to improve how you treat shoulders in the skilled nursing facility. Maybe it's, hey, you know what? I'm not as strong with stroke rehab, but I think this quarter of the year I'm actually going to get stronger with stroke rehab. Take something and revamp it. Well, I was a biology teacher. You can't revamp it all the time. But what you can do is just do one thing that you're interested in and make it better. So that's what I charge you to do. Own it. Own your goals and own your community. Stay true to yourself too. If you're not interested in it, don't force it. So just like now. I didn't plan on Sky crying, but he is, so I'm going to show him to you. Because he's really cute. I made him myself. See, you have to say that. But stay true to yourself. All right, right now I want you to write down on a piece of paper. I don't care what piece of paper it is. Preferably not the survey. Write down why you're becoming a PT. Why are you becoming this? And if there's one brave soul out there who wants to share, go ahead and share. You don't have to, though. This is very private. All right, in the back, because I haven't heard from you yet.
I guess I wanted to channel my passion to something that I think I could most help.
Okay. Why do you want to be a PT?
I want to give people an opportunity to live the life that they want to live.
Live the life they want to live. Who else? One more person. Okay.
Empowering others.
Empowering others. I like that. So you're taking your talents, you're empowering others. You're basically taking what you're good at, taking what you're learning, and giving it to someone else to make their life bigger and better. That's fabulous. Okay? I want you to bottle that, because every day is not the best day ever. There are days you're going to feel stretched. Documentation will suck it out of you. So bottle that emotion, because you are changing lives. I promise you, it's going to make me cry. You're going to see people who their life is better because of you, because of the talents you have, and because of your efforts. So yeah, it stinks to be here when I drive by and you guys are here on a Sunday night, but you're making people's lives better. Now, your goal is tangible. You already wrote that down. Talk to a neighbor and just say, you know what, I'm going to support you. And I know that seems hokey, but turn to your neighbor and say, I'm going to support you in your goal.
I've heard. I don't feel close at all. I feel farther than where you are.
a good
Is you hit this point where you're like, I think I got it. Oh, wait, no, whoa.
No.
What I thought was it is just the first step. No.
Alright, now you've got smartphones in front of you. So something I've noticed, and I've used medium.org. It's a website. Hopefully you can hear me over here. I'm sorry. It's called medium.org, and there was an article that came out, and it said that your time is very valuable. Now, when you come out of PT school, you will basically have a mortgage payment because you are learning very valuable things, and your time is valuable. But this website said in an article that your attention is even more valuable. So think about that. That kind of took me a minute to ponder. Your attention is even more valuable. So it's not the time that you're spending on something, it's the fact that you are focused. So that gives me goosebumps. In the skilled nursing setting, your attention to one person, remember you're not bouncing here and there, your attention to one person about every hour is very valuable. And remember that. So when you spend time on your phone and spend time surfing the web, what are you spending your time with your attention on? Facebook is somewhere I just scroll and scroll and scroll, and you know what? I really am bored with it because people don't update enough. And so I find myself spending too much attention on things that are menial and don't matter. Instead, spend it on once a day. Say, I'm going to take 10 minutes and just do PT. Okay? I'm going to put my attention on social media, but maybe the APTA website, or maybe there's a local prosthetist in town that you're interested in. Maybe even other PT clinics. Know who your competition is. Take a moment and just spend some attention on that. You can do online CEUs. I like the free ones from APTA. And you can start and stop them whenever. And a lot of times you can just listen to them in the car. Just let it roll as you're driving. The APTA website is really handy. I'm sorry. And there's also some good podcasts. So there's really a lot out there that your attention can be well used for. I like to use my calendar. Make it dingle. Make it dingle and say, you need to do something for PT right now, because you're not going to do it otherwise. I won't. All right. So go ahead and find something on your phone that you find important to spend your attention on that has to do with PT. So I want to hear 5 websites or news feeds or something you think is important to spend your attention on. And we'll put them on the board here. Yes, I do. He has gas. He should be fine. Just bounce. Thank you. Anybody got one yet? Yeah.
The NPTE app has a thing where you can do like a question of the day to prepare for your exam.
That's very cool. So that would be handy. Think doing that 3 years. That'd be nice.
I have the PT Action app to look at different stuff that's going on.
PT Action?
Yeah, I think it's.
I'm sure. Sorry.
Yeah, PT Action.
Can you see that or not really? Green.
Yeah.
All right. 3 more. Yes, ma'am.
I have a bunch of podcasts downloaded, like PT. I can't see it.
Where'd you get them?
Podcast Addict.
Podcast Addict?
Yeah.
And what did you search when you went there?
Just PT podcasts.
Okay.
I think
Is it free?
Pint Night. Yeah.
I heard Pint one's good.
Pint one's good.
Say it again.
It's like PT Pint Night or something.
Yeah.
It's not loading for whatever reason.
Okay.
But
Somebody from this side.
I don't know how helpful it is to PT, but I have like a word of the day app, and it just kind of helps keep my brain activated. It's like learning new words to try to apply them.
That's good, especially documentation. Throw a good word in there. All right, one more. Yes, ma'am.
I get like weekly alerts from like Google Scholar and other good places that have like articles based on new interventions or treatments for patients, and if I have time to look at them, they're really interesting.
How'd you set that up?
That was actually this past summer through our like clinical inquiry files.
Okay.
So,
That's really good too. I like that you're using different sources, not just APTA, because you always want to differentiate a little bit. All right, great. So remember to glow. So the first one is give Give of your time, give of your energy. Lunch, make it a verb. Own your community, own your goals. Own why you're doing PT. And then web. Use it for your attention. Make sure that your attention is spent the way you would like to look back on it and spend it. And we glow brighter together. So thank you guys for letting me be a part of it, letting me glow with you today.